Hi, welcome back to the channel. I just arrived at my my put-in spot. It's going to be the Debsconeag Lakes Wilderness Area Canoe Loop. So it's a 4-hour drive, 4.5-hour drive to get here. I'll be putting in on this west branch of the Penobscot River, heading down to Pembedumcook Lake and camping on that lake tonight. Most likely a four-night, 5-day trip. Just taking it easy this time. Gonna nice and slow. And it looks like it's gonna go slow today anyway because we have some northwest winds and I got to paddle in that direction on Pembedumcook Lake. So we'll see. Again, thanks for following along. And, so what we have in front of me is an island, and on that island is Jesus Boom House, and it is the last remaining boom house from the logging era in Maine. And that structure was built in 1907 and is now a museum, and visitors can shuttle over to this. So this boom house coordinated logging efforts in this river when they released the logs down the west branch of the Penobscot, which I'm paddling right now. So 1907. Now, if I recall, there used to be a pretty significant sign clearly on the front of this building that said the Jesus Boom House. I don't see that right now. Anyway, a little piece of history right there. Mount Katahdin. Love it. Wind picked up a little bit, fully expected. Probably could have shifted my weight in the front of this canoe a little bit. Getting a lot of bow slap there. However, some of these rollers have been pretty decent size, so I like the fact that it is a little high in the water right now, but I think it's just a little too high. Anyway, yeah, this is giving me a workout. Wind shifted. Earlier on I was saying, you know, the wind's at your back. Well, not now. And just dealing with it. Paddle handle's great. It feels really good in my hands. The bending branches paddle. Really lightweight. It's contoured well on my palm. Really don't have any paddling fatigue at all. It's very ergonomic. For me anyway. Feels really good. And it's a 7.5-inch blade, so I'm pushing more water. I'm able to make headway against this wind in the swells here, these waves. Slow but steady. But really happy with the bending branches. The canoe's performing well. Really stable. Like I said though, I do have to adjust some weight if it's going to continue. Just to keep that bow a little lower. So I just landed here on this little peninsula. This will be home for the night with a nice Katahdin backdrop for my backyard. This is Moose Island on Pemmidomcook Lake. Here is Moose Island, the campsite. Very expansive in here. It's pretty huge. I mean, this can accommodate a lot of people. I do have a new backpacking stove. It's called a Dragoon. I bought it per recommendation of a YouTuber, Riverbend Longbows. It's Ray, and he featured one on one of his Instagram posts. So I reached out, asked a few questions, and he says it's a high quality stove. So I'm going to be using that for the first time tonight. Good morning. Just cooked up breakfast. Breakfast wrap with pre-cooked bacon, some eggs from a co-worker who has farm-raised chickens. Eggs are not rinsed, so they're the perfect eggs to bring with you on a trip like this because they don't need to be refrigerated. Although, waking up this morning, everything was refrigerated, very cold. So just having some coffee, using my Stanley French press, and just used again my Dragoon stove there, which it's the first time I've used a stove, so I'm a little unsure of how much fuel to use. I only got one little canister. Probably should have brought a couple, but I'll cook over the fire for most of the time. But I'm heading out soon, and I just didn't want to start a fire and then have to put it out. And I'm just going to be heading out quickly here. Beautiful morning. Just leaving Moose Island. Have about 2 miles to paddle on Pembedumcook Lake. Heading towards White House Landing, which is at the western side of the lake, and have a 1.25 mile portage to third Debsconeag Lake. Had a nice breakfast this morning, and got cold last night. Went to bed around 8. I was up at 3, didn't know what to do. Was considering just staying up, but I went back to sleep. I got too cold. Got tucked in and cozy again, and then finally woke up at 5 and got everything going. So short paddle today for the most part, 2-3 miles to White House Landing, I guess, and then a short paddle once I'm on third, maybe half a mile of paddling. Again, this trip is just about taking it slow and experiencing things that I didn't experience the last time I did this trip. Did this trip rather quickly last time, and just taking my time this time. Just enjoying it. approaching White House Landing. I'm going to be pulling up to that dock over there. And then hitting the trail. Made it to 3rd Debsconeag with the portage complete from Pemmican. Going to take a break here for a minute, and then I'll be paddling. There's a little cove here. This is just a little cove to the lake, but you got to paddle for a little bit, a quarter of a mile, half a mile, I guess, to get out onto the main lake. But it's beautiful. Look how clear that water is. So I'm finally getting into setting up here at 3rd Debsconeag Lake. Got the tent set up and collecting some wood, and it's a very small site, and small meaning that the terrain is very uneven, and there's a high embankment that you have to climb to get up here. So it's manageable, but it's kind of difficult in a way. But anyway, you know, there's a lot of glaciated rock everywhere. I mean, all these lakes seem to be glacial deposits from a long time ago. So it's just boulder strewn. And so is this campsite, and I'll show you in a second. So here we have the Kelty tent. That is served me well. It's a two-person tent. It's a Kelty Yellowstone, and I really like that tent. Just drying out some things. Here's the fire pit. I'll get the fire started because I'm going to be rehydrating my food tonight. I'm going to be having naan bread, steak, cheese, and mushroom. It's going to be unbelievable. Certainly happy to be here. This is absolutely beautiful. This forest here is just riddled with pine trees and spruce. So not a lot of birch trees. When starting a fire, there is other alternatives if you happen to stumble across it, like I have. This lichen is a great alternative. It's amazing. It's a great birch bark alternative to get a fire started. And right here, lichen. It's just moss. Lichen. Immediate fire starter. Good stuff.